Hello everyone and welcome to Magickal Me. I'm Jamie Mendez and this is my Moonday reading for the collective. This is going to be a reading for more so as a generalized overview for the energy of the week, and this is for the week of November 17th, 2025. Before I really get into what we're going to be doing here today, I just want to ensure that my connection is okay, that everybody can hear me okay. I'm just going to give a moment for people to actually see that I'm live and connect. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to share this from my phone. Don't quite know. Let's see. That's not the button. Let's mess around with these buttons. Oh, that's definitely not the button either. No, not it. Maybe it doesn't let me share from my phone. Very weird. All right, so while we're waiting, I am just going to grab my sage here. It's really gotta be a way to let you do that. It's so strange they wouldn't let you. I'm used to using my tablet, everybody, so you know I rarely use my phone, but since Facebook has changed some things, my tablet is way too large to be using it in a vertical capacity. So, one moment. No, I definitely don't see. Let's see. There's a no. It just brings up links. Not what I'm looking for. All right. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to light some sage. It's been a while since I've been here doing my readings. Probably close to a month. Life has been very, very busy. So just taking a moment to just clear the space, clearing my own energy, using sage to just create this sacred space for me to be able to actually share some wisdom and divine guidance for us all this week. Feel free to connect energetically into the smoke. Just seeing it purifying, cleansing your energy field, all blocked, stagnant energy, any airborne pathogens, viruses, and cleansing and clearing, dissolving all energetic and etheric cords or attachments that do not serve your highest and greatest good at this time. So what I usually do here for anybody who is new to Magickal Me, when I do these readings, I do or used to try to come on every Monday, but it isn't every Monday. I do it as often as I possibly can with, divine timing and my own life and work and all of that, so on and so forth. So I will announce when I can, but when I do, I like to come on here and do essentially just call in divine guidance and insight into the energy. So essentially pull cards and also utilize my own intuitive abilities to see what it is that we all are most in need of being aware of or mindful of this week, and how that can best assist us in moving into a more harmonious flow with that energy versus just being blind and kind of, getting kind of battered around sometimes by it. So it's a generalized message. So I'm not doing individual card pulls here. I do offer personalized card readings. However, I currently have my 2026 year ahead reading still available. I am booked up through likely the end of December. It's kind of hard to give an exact date as to when my calendar will open up. However, I do encourage you that if you are interested in those readings to get on the list. So there's a post on my page announcing the 2026 readings, and from there how you can actually purchase and sign up, as I only put people on the list that have actually signed up through payment. So it is a very long reading. It takes about 2 hours to complete, as it is the full a month-on-month breakdown for the entire 12 months of the year ahead, and just sharing potential possibilities of what might be unfolding at that time and giving you guidance from your own higher self. So this is more of soul advice and guidance, and it allows you to use your own free will, discernment, and choices to take that guidance or not take that guidance, but to see what might be potentially happening and how you can best work with that energy when it does come forward. You also get a messenger of the year that can assist you in working through what your overall year's theme is or your overall soul lesson for that particular year. So it's quite potent. I have an early bird special going on until December 1st. After the 1st, the price will change. So I believe it's $100 at this time. If you're interested, shoot me a message. I can get you the information if you cannot find the original post, but I'll try to reshare the post tonight as well. This way you can find it more easily. So, hello, Robin. Welcome, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you've been doing well. I miss your gorgeous face. So, that's 2026 reading, still up and available. But again, these are going to be this reading here is a generalized reading. So, again, if you're interested in my readings, you can reach out to me and send me a message to book a personalized one privately. But this is, again, for all of us and what we all need to know. So with that said, I am going to just kind of open space here. So I did some saging already. Those of you on replay, it still works. You find yourself here in exact divine timing. Doesn't matter. It's all, again, part of a divine orchestration. And as you find yourself here, it's when you are most meant to receive that message, where it will most resonate with you or most apply at that time. So you can still connect in with the clearing of your energy with the sage. And again, it doesn't matter if it's weeks from now, months from now, however long Facebook lets these videos stay up, or I do post them over on my YouTube channel as well. But I'm going to actually bring in some sound right now. So if you got your volume up really loud, be mindful. I'm going to work with my angel tuning fork just to open up this space and raise the vibration for us all. So you can just take in the sound, taking a nice deep breath in, and release the breath. Again, take a nice deep breath in through your mouth, through your nose, and release through your mouth. Letting yourself release all stress, all heaviness, all thought, all worry, softening your body, coming into just this present moment right here, being open in the present where you can best receive this divine wisdom and insight coming forward. All right. So I hope you've all had a magical weekend. It's been pretty intense energetically. I feel like, first of all, here in New Jersey, we've had crazy, crazy winds. And whenever that happens, I tend to notice how energetically chaotic it feels, and how energetically chaotic even people become emotionally. And I feel like those winds play a significant role in that. And it's also, the cosmic alignments that are happening. We just had Jupiter join the parade of retrograde planets in the sign of Cancer, which is the deeply sensitive, emotional ruler of home, family, house, and emotions, and all that other good stuff, happened last week. And that will be that way, I believe, until February. And so it's really forcing a reflection inward right now. So there's been a lot of emotional energy coming up to the surface for people, myself included, really helping us, I feel, pave the way for this potent new moon that's coming this week in Scorpio. So last full moon we had was Taurus, really much more about us bringing in, kind of completing or empowering us to wrap up old cycles so that we could start forward in this, this new path, paving new paths ahead for ourselves, and kind of more so grounding and solidifying new paths forward. But with the new moons and the full moons, they often happen with the zodiac axis. And so that was Taurus, complete polar opposite of Scorpio. So now new moon will be in Scorpio. And what Scorpio is here to teach us is the beauty in letting go and the power in letting go, as difficult as that may be, as Scorpio is the ruler of death and rebirth. And the whole kind of deep diving into the unknown realms. And so really diving into our unconscious. It is a water sign, so deeply emotional. They're second one to Cancer. So deeply emotional, deeply intuitive, and a great time for us to get very reflective. So a lot of that energy has been kind of kicked up this last weekend, and it's really kind of been pushing us all towards this new moon that's coming on the 20th to, give or take, depending on where you are in the world, to really teach us to allow ourselves to release, to let go, so that we can really kind of take action towards this newfound path that's being forged for us now, this new direction or new opportunities and possibilities that are opening up. And Scorpio is also the sign that is like the master alchemist, but one of its life lessons, doesn't matter if you're Scorpio or not, everybody, we've got Scorpio in our charts somewhere or other, but if you are, kudos and ding ding ding, because you get hit harder than anybody else when this stuff happens. Scorpio, it forces us to reinvent ourselves over and over and over again. And this is going to happen for the collective, not just Scorpios, but Scorpios have an easier time in doing those deep dives and going into facing their shadows, their emotions, and really kind of pulling out the key, the magic that's there lying in wait for us to use to our advantage, to actually use our power. But this is happening for everybody. Not everybody has that awareness or even natural ability to be able to do that. And so this feels like with that new moon, it is a beautiful blessing. That's an opportunity for us to fully surrender to the new version of yourself and your life that is actually being birthed at this time. All right. So with that said, I am going to pull a card for us all for the energy of the week, just to kind of add into what's already been shared and coming forward. I've been guided to work with my spellcasting oracle cards here, and this is a deck that's been created by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Mickle-John Free. All right, so with that said, just calling in divine guidance, wisdom, and insight for the highest and greatest good of the collective, for our highest and greatest potential as well. With that said, what is it that we all are in most need of knowing as a collective this week, November 17th, 2025? Oh, I just heard the word transition, and as I acknowledged I heard transition, this card just flew out, so let's see. Oh, bam. Yeah, closure, kind of what it just said, right? So, transition. So, it's hard to see, especially because this card, it makes everything look backwards here. But if you can see this, there's this door in the background here, right? And there's this path that's kind of winding forward or away from the door. And maybe ordinarily you think you were walking towards the door. However, the figure in this card is actually have their back to the door, and they are walking forward away from the door. So it does actually say that, one, yeah, we are in transition because we have, and that's exactly what happens in the metaphorical death phase that we've been in, and now Scorpio new moon just kind of coming in to like facilitate that, or solidify, maybe even is a better word to say, and help us really get there. But we are in that process of there still being very unknown footing here, and we've started already walking the way forward. But this is the week where it does feel like we are really closing that door behind us and not looking back. And that is also the guidance for it all. Is it's tough letting go. It really is. Still learning that. Still in that process of letting go, of moving through my own life transitions, having experienced major loss and death in many ways, not just literally, but having experienced that time and time again with, death of projects, death of old versions of myself, death of friendships, death of my old business, and the rebirthing and the reinventing of myself as am just divinely guided. But it doesn't get any easier. It still doesn't make it easy. But the best thing that I have learned along the way is that when it's done, it's done. If you continue to try to keep pushing that door open or fighting against it, to try to, knock the door back down, it truly makes it so much more painful for us, versus allowing ourselves to actually to just stop and look at the situation and how it is actually teaching us surrender, teaching us acceptance that not everything, not everyone, and not every version of you is meant to go with you on the journey. We are meant to embrace change. We are meant to learn different aspects of ourself and of our soul that there aren't able to be accessed until we've worked through life experiences, karma, woundings. And the beauty is learning to accept that life doesn't end after death, literally and metaphorically. That it is just the next big phase of a next big adventure, another journey. So while you could be sitting here looking at that door, wondering why it closed, why it happened to you, you could also be taking a step back and look at that door and say, all right, challenge accepted. What is this creating for me? What is this doing for me, right? It's happening for you, not to you, and again, that doesn't mean that you're not meant to grieve. That doesn't mean that you're not meant to honor your emotions and what you might be feeling in lieu of some of those things coming to an end. But it does give you permission to get curious about what is on the other side of that door and the path that is already open for you now, that is pulling you away from the known into the unknown, so that you can discover so much more of yourself. Because it's only through these new experiences that you're going to learn who you are and what you're capable of, or even what else your soul signed up for you to do here, what you signed up for to do. But we only get to access those parts of ourselves through learning the lessons from cycles, through healing, through awareness and ascending. And we get to ascend. So you get to timeline jump, everybody. And though it doesn't happen overnight, it's not a blink of an eye thing. Like, we're not going to wake up after the new moon the next day and be like, my new reality is here. It is, but it isn't always fully anchored yet. And the thing about November is that it is a month of transition, and that we actually are going through transition until around about the winter solstice. That's metaphorically, not metaphor, I'm saying actually, that is actually before the invention of the solar calendars and the Gregorian calendars. That is actually our new year, everyone. So the time for your resolutions, the time for your new adventures, the time for your new beginning starts now. It starts with you, Alice, taking your key and sticking it in the keyhole and pushing that door open and allowing yourself to make your peace with what is no more and what can't go with you, sending it love and blessings, and take with you all that you've learned from it, and by all means, push that damn door open and walk forward towards the magic waiting for you. So this week, it's all about accepting and gaining our closure. And sometimes closure doesn't happen verbally, everybody. You can't sit there and wait for that. Sometimes closure doesn't happen the way that we expect it to. But closure happens when you are ready to say, all right, I accept. I'm ready for this new me. I'm ready for this new life. I don't have to experience those things anymore because I'm meant for so much more. All right. So with that said, everybody, I hope that you have a blessed and magical week, and keep this message in mind no matter what transpires and unfolds, as that Scorpio new moon is empowering you to claim your new beginning, to claim your new life and identity, and start by taking the first big steps forward. All right. Take care and have a blessed and magical week.